Just give me my money. Yay! Go, Stephanie, go. Just give me my money. Yay! Just give me my money. Yay! Give me my money. Just give me my money. Okay. Just give me my money. Just give me my money. What do I do? Wait! What am I supposed to do?
Crystal Dunn there, the butt of the joke on Lynn Williams' social media. Good to see the team is in good spirits now, less than 48 hours, I should say, from their first gold medal final at the Olympics since 2012, where the Americans will be facing Brazil, the U.S. beating Japan and Germany in the knockout rounds, Brazil getting the better of France and Spain to reach the championship. Much of the discussion in this tournament about the front three. Let's hear from them. Mallory Swanson, Trinity Rodman, and of course, Sophia Smith.
Being in this position to now compete for a gold medal is surreal to me. There's so many historical and legendary moments throughout history of this national team winning gold and having insane moments. But for me, I'm just so happy to be here and in awe of this entire experience.
This team has always had a standard of winning and winning on the biggest stage, and I know for us we take so much pride in that and want to uphold that in everything that we do, to pay our respects to the players that have came before us and just put us in the position to be able to do this right now. So I know we're so honored to be here, and especially to be in this position and competing for a gold medal.
Looking at Brazil, I think that they've obviously have had a very tough road to where to get to where they are, and props to them for getting to where they are. But I think for us, it's this whole tournament, the big theme has been stay present, have joy, and just focus on us. And I think obviously that's worked out pretty well for us so far. So yeah, I think kudos to Brazil for getting to the place where they are. But I think just looking forward to this game, it's about what we can do on Saturday.
All right, her gold medal final Saturday at the Paris Olympics between the U.S. women's national team and Brazil, a rematch of the 2004 and 2008 gold medal finals, both, of course, won by the Americans. What do we think about this game? Does the U.S. need it to consider this tournament success? Herc, or ya cumplieron? Have the American women already done enough?
I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment and be like, oh, it would be a shame, it would be a travesty if they can't win against Brazil, this Brazil. I don't want to be that. No, going into this, we thought they would have serious problems medaling. We thought they'd have serious problems, getting something out of this. And now they're in a position to not only, they're guaranteed a medal, but to win a gold medal. This generation of players, when we're talking about the rest of the world catching up, here they are and doing it in this fashion. They've easily been the best team in this tournament, and to do it this way and now be in a position to cap it off with a gold medal in Emma Hayes' first real tournament, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's a failure if they don't do it. They've met expectations. Ya cumplieron, and I don't think we can argue against that.
Yeah, before the tournament, I think for me the expectations were semifinals, right? I know they didn't win a knockout round game at the last World Cup, but I thought this team, certainly under Emma Hayes, was good enough to win one knockout round game. After that, I thought, depending on a matchup, it could get pretty dicey. So if we're going off that, yeah. But I am a little bit, Herc, a prisoner of the moment, because I've been watching this tournament, and the U.S. has looked so good throughout this tournament. For me, especially having seen how Spain kind of fell off in both of their knockout round games, the U.S. has by far on the field looked the best. And then on top of that, I look at this Brazil team, and man, I'm just not that impressed. They've won only 3 of their 5 games. They lost twice in the group phase to Japan, who, of course, the United States beat, and then again to Spain, who they would eventually come back to beat in the semifinals. But this is a very beatable Brazilian team, Herc. And so I think if the U.S. went into this final, in this moment, with all of their championship history and didn't come out on top, we wouldn't look at it as a failure. Of course not. 9-10 games into the Emma Hayes era, nobody would use the word failure. Nobody would say fracaso. But it would be a major, major letdown based on how we feel about this U.S. women's national team versus how I think a lot of people feel about this Brazilian national team ahead of this game. It also has to do a lot with this big question for Brazil, which is, what do you do with Marta? Okay, this is an iconic player who might be playing her last game with the Brazilian team, and yet she wasn't on the field for the quarterfinals. They advanced past France. She's not on the field for the semifinals. They advanced past Spain, Herc. If you were the coach of Brazil, what do? You keep her on the bench or you start her?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't think you move anything. Equipo que gana repite. The team that wins will repeat. And Marta coming off the bench, and was it 6th Olympic Games, a possibility to win gold, a great send-off, not a bad thing. And by the way, this is the team that you're saying this Brazilian team doesn't impress you. The biggest win of the tournament, does it belong to the U.S. women's national team or does it belong to Brazil? I'm curious.
I think the biggest surprise of the tournament was Brazil's 4-2 over Spain. The most shocking result. Although I tell you what, the U.S. hammering everybody in the group as they did, and
how did the knockout rounds go?
I know it's different. It's different. Different matchups.
Two back-to-back overtime wins. Okay, it's all I'm saying is you have to respect who's in front of you, and this is a Brazilian team that feels very good about themselves. That's all of a sudden playing with house money against a team that's not won anything, because we can sit here and say they've got a great ceiling, but this very young team hasn't had their moment in the sun. Now they can get it against a Brazilian team with a wily veteran who just beat the best team in the world. It's not as cut and dry. The U.S. women are the clear favorites here, but we can't disrespect the Brazilian national team.
All to play for Saturday in Paris, the Olympic gold medal final. As we mentioned, the front three has been getting all the attention, right, Herc, in this tournament. I don't know that we've settled on the best nickname yet for them. However, we've got a proposal, and it comes from the trio themselves, specifically Trinity Rodman. She says, we have a proposal for our trio name to be Triple Espresso. Herc, you buying or selling?
I am selling. Listen, I love that they feel good about themselves. I love how they're playing spectacular. Each have 3 goals, a piece. They are on fire. You got to come up with a good nickname for this trio. I agree. But in the history of nicknames, never has the person that's going to be given the nickname had a choice in what that nickname is. So I refuse to concede now. And I kind of like TMS too much sauce. That's my, little contribution to the cause here. But certainly you have to feel good about this trio and just the future ahead of them.
Yeah, I don't mind it. There's been a lot of suggestions. I don't mind it, compared to some of the others. There's nothing that really has caught my eye. I don't mind what you just suggested. I feel like it has to be something with speed. You got to figure out a way to kind of make it about speed, because that's what this trio truly has. But I like it, and I think it might be kind of authentic, Herc, which is why I'm buying it. I don't know if you remember, like the U.S. women's national team, when they travel, sometimes they'll take a coffee barista with them. The coffee, very much a part of the culture of this team. So if it's vibing off that and it's authentic to them and what they're doing right now over in France, I'm cool with it. And I know you know this, brother. As a parent of, you've got 2 and I've got 1 who's a year and a half. Anybody who's talking about a triple espresso, it works for me, man. I could use the caffeine.
The producer Beto just said 3 of a kind. That's a good one. I don't mind 3 of a kind.
3 of a kind. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like
Producer Beto.
I like TMS better, but 3 of a kind, that's a good second place.
All right. We'll maybe we'll open up that topic for conversation on the next edition of Football W, which will be Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time with Ali Krieger. Full reaction to Saturday's Olympic gold medal final between the United States and Brazil.